Joshua Zirkzee to Manchester United. Here we go. Fabrizio Romano has dropped just this second that Zirkzee to Manchester United is officially a here we go. Now, Fabrizio Romano has been hinting about this the last couple of days, saying here we go soon, here we go, imminent. He's been hinting, he's been suggesting that it is so close to a here we go. But we've got the official here we go. Zirkzee is going to be a Manchester United player pending medical, and I am super happy with this signing. I'm actually going to break down to you guys why this is a fantastic bit of business from Manchester United. Because Zirkzee is the perfect profile of striker that Manchester United need. We do not create service for our forwards, so we need a forward that can get involved in play. But also, if you look at the dynamics of Rashford and Garnacho, the fact that they like to run on ahead, make runs in behind, Ten Hag's transition approach, Zirkzee is fantastic for that. And then when you look at the market right now and the fee players are going for, Max Hojlund costs more than Zirkzee, Elliot Anderson, who's gone to Nottingham Forest from Newcastle, costs more than Zirkzee, Minter, who was playing at Feyenoord last season, went for more than Zirkzee. You look at how much money Premier League clubs are bringing in for certain players. You look at a price market out there. We can't afford an Oxenham. Brentford wants 60 million for Ivan Toney, whether it would be that much. Solanke going for 70 million. And you think, well, Zirkzee having a 45 million release clause is a good bit of business. And I'm going to tell you why this is the best and most perfect signing for United and give you a little bit more news and insight. But I'm going to take back to March. Now, I tweeted this on March 26th when Man United's chance of getting Zirkzee, I thought were quite slim. It was more that all we knew by that point is that United had a little scout at Zirkzee and he had a 35 million release clause. By the time I put this tweet out, we were not really linked to Zirkzee credibly. It was just that, we'd kept an eye on the guy. And I said this back in March on Joshua Zirkzee, and this is why I think it's probably the best signing Man United can make this. So back in March, we just had Florian Plettenberg basically say this on Zirkzee to Manchester United. He basically said that Zirkzee had a 35 million release clause, was being monitored by Man United ahead of the summer. And I said, well, if that is the case and his release clause is 35 million, then he's got to be the best striker on the market, because I know that Manchester United need a DM. I know that we need a centre-back, and I know that we need a left-back, but particularly the DM and centre-back signing was going to be expensive. So I knew, considering we dropped over £60 million on Hojlund last summer, could go to £70 million in add-ons, we didn't really have the funds to spend more than 40 million on a striker. Now, strikers I liked, like Matheus Cunha and Ivan Toney, that were Premier League proven, were going to cost over 40 million. So I said, if this is the case, a 35 million release clause for Zirkzee, that means he's probably the best striker signing for Manchester United this summer. I said about Zirkzee, he possesses brilliant link-up play, which would complement and bring the best out of our wingers. And I tell you this now, I think Rashford's going to explode. I have a video on the United breakdown where I'm going to talk about how Rashford's going to explode, and I probably will do an analysis video on Zirkzee on this channel for more detail and examples. But what you get with Zirkzee, as I said here, is his unselfishness, creativity, and playmaking abilities are great qualities, which is very different profile to Hojlund, which means we have two really good options to change our attacking style. Zirkzee appears to be a complete fair player, proficient with both feet, agile in tight spaces, and capable of making intelligent off-the-ball runs to draw out defenders and create space for wingers. Standing at 6'4", he has immense physical and technical abilities, although it's questionable if he uses his physical abilities to his strength. He's quick, he's strong, he possesses good finishing ability. When he does actually get a goal scoring chance at XG, and a goal conversion rate is very high, and he's very tactically flexible. So I always said back in March, before we were linked to Zirkzee, that he was probably going to be the best option for United on the market. So that is one of the main reasons I'm most happy with that signing. I've been saying I wanted Zirkzee for a while, and you've got to remember he's a completely different profile player to Hojlund. He's more Roberto Firmino-esque, whereas Hojlund is more Haaland-esque. You've got two types of striker. You've got Hojlund that has similarities to Haaland and Sesko. Now, I was a big fan of Benjamin Sesko, but I said, if you look at Manchester United, if we brought in Benjamin Sesko, he'd be starved of service, because these are the players in the Premier League with the highest XG. Haaland in first, Julian Alvarez in 10th, Isak in second. Hojlund isn't the top 10 for XG, but Solanke is, Nicholas Jackson is, Watkins is, Nunes is, Saka is, Julian Alvarez of Man City is in the top 10 for XG. Calvert-Lewin had the 11th highest XG. Kai Havertz in 13th, Carlton Morris, Mateta, Brennan Johnson, João Pedro all had high XG for them. Hojlund isn't even the top 30 that XG generated, Wisser of Brentford had more XG generate for him. Decore of Everton had more XG generate for him. Callum Wilson, who spent half the season injured and only played 963 minutes, had more XG generated for him. And then you go to just after Eze, number 32. Hojlund ranks 32 for XG created for him out of all the Premier League strikers. And Hojlund's a very similar profile to Benjamin Sesko. And why Benjamin Sesko is brilliant, if we swap Hojlund for Benjamin Sesko and Benjamin Sesko was having to do the same graveyard shift as Hojlund, it doesn't solve really any of United's attacking problems, especially if we don't bring in a new winger. Whereas with Joshua Zirkzee, because he's not someone that's going to get you 30 goals, like Hojlund and Benjamin Sesko both have potential to be 30-goal strikers. They both have similar profiles to Erling Haaland, so both have potential to be 30-goal strikers. With a Joshua Zirkzee, he's not going to be a 30-goal striker, but he's someone that's all-round play, could contribute to goals and improvement from other players, which could contribute to 30 more goals that season, if that makes sense. And when we're not creating service for our wingers, having a player who's more of a deep-lying centre-forward that comes towards the ball but can hold up really high and likes to facilitate play and link-up play, and someone that's all-round involvement is good, a bit like Martial when Martial was good, how he used to link up so well with Greenwood and Rashford when we had that lockdown period. That's what you get with Zirkzee, the best of Martial, and he is ultimately coming in to be a Martial option. And this is from the video I did on the United breakdown on Zirkzee, where I said he's a rotation option for Hojlund, but that's going to be good. It takes the pressure off Hojlund. And the thing about Zirkzee and Hojlund is we have two rotational options that are just as good as each other, if that makes sense. We've got two options out there to rotate between that I think are just as good as each other, but completely different players. If you want retention in the final third, creativity, maybe a bit more control in the final third, Zirkzee is your guy. If you want to lob it into the box and you want a goal scorer, Hojlund's your guy. Hojlund likes the ball at his feet. He likes to put it away, and Hojlund can sometimes create something out of nothing for himself. Hojlund likes the ball to run onto as well in transition. Zirkzee likes to come towards the ball, get hold of the ball. He likes to draw away from his defenders. He likes to move off the ball and create space and play it into players. In Joshua Zirkzee, you've got really good rotation options with Hojlund, which gives Ten Hag so much tactical versatility. You've got such a highly immense technical player. For a 6'4", 6'5" guy, the way he uses his frame technically is insane. I think he could use his frame better physically, and that's something he could struggle with the Premier League. But the way he uses his frame technically, the way his touch, his control, his two-footedness, his ability to turn away from his defender, if you actually watch him dribble and his general movement, it is really, really good. He can create separation. He can play the balls through. He is an absolute fantastic player, and he's also 23 years of age. He works incredibly hard. He's who Ten Hag won. He's who the scouts have approved, and he can drop deep, facilitate space, create play. Him with the dynamics of Rashford, Bruno, and Mount on our team is all going to work really, really well. And I don't want to show you everything that I showed in the analysis video I did on the United breakdown, but I just want to show you a really good example of where Zirkzee does his best work, which I highlighted on the United breakdown channel. But this is where Zirkzee drops deep and he kind of gets the ball. He kind of gets the ball here. And he's very good at just playing in that guy there. He plays that guy in through on goal. You see Zirkzee here, his back is to goal. He comes towards the ball because of a misplaced pass. He's happy to come towards the ball. He's not right up the pitch. And then when he gets the ball, he turns and he plays this great over-the-top ball into this guy and plays him in behind. Then he can get the ball here. He starts dribbling with the ball and then he plays it to this guy. He starts dribbling the ball. He gets around about a player and a half here and then plays a really good sort of dink there to the overlapper, which could be Rashford, could be Luke Shaw. He gets the ball here and he does a quick 1-2 play and then he plays that guy in again. He's got what Martial had with Rashford, that dynamic that Martial and Rashford had, which I think got the best out of Marcus Rashford. I think Joshua Zirkzee can easily bring to Manchester United. He's a really good dribbler. He's really good with the ball at his feet. And I think that's something that Manchester United need. He's a very good creator. And I think when we're not creating for our striker, we need our striker to be involved in play. So it's not like we've got 10 men on the pitch. Zirkzee brings that. Hojlund's a better goal scorer. Hojlund's a better natural finisher. But Zirkzee, when it comes to all-round play, can provide elements of what Firmino did at Liverpool. Mane and Salah were goal-scoring wingers, not creative wingers. They wouldn't have created much for Nunes. Whereas Firmino would get the best out of that because he was happy being the unselfish one. If you have creative wingers, you want Hojlund. If you have non-creative wingers, I think Zirkzee provides that sort of balance. Also, Zirkzee can play with Bruno Fernandes in the same team. And if you'd like me to do a video explaining, it's not Bruno, Hojlund. If you want me to do a video explaining why Hojlund and Zirkzee could play in the same team and how we could play with two strikers and Zirkzee could play a deeper role, do subscribe for that. Let me know your thoughts. But anyway, thank you for watching. Zirkzee, here we go. I'm super excited for this deal. If you've been following me, you know and I want it for a while. I hope Zirkzee adapts to the Prem. I hope we use him right because I think he could make Rashford unstoppable.